Sleep begins in the quiet space between one breath and the next, a place where the world slowly steps back and your inner landscape begins to open. And tonight, I invite you to walk toward that space with ease, without hurry, without effort, letting the tension of the day loosen its hold on you. There is a softness waiting for you in the dark, a softness that rises gently when you stop trying to carry everything at once. And as you allow yourself to settle, you may notice how your breath becomes calmer, how your body feels heavier, how your mind grows quieter with each slow inhale. Imagine that sleep is not only rest but a hidden garden that awakens when the night becomes still, a garden that listens to your breath, a garden that shifts and glows with every quiet moment you allow yourself. This garden lives within the tender silence of the night, opening its petals not for sunlight but for calmness, and it waits for you the way a peaceful shore waits for the tide. As you breathe, picture a path forming beneath your steps, a path shaped from moonlit dust, soft enough to hold your weight, gentle enough to welcome each movement without sound. You are not rushing toward this place. You are being guided toward it, led by nothing more than your own steady rhythm. In this garden, the air is warm, the shadows are kind, and the flowers lean toward you as though they recognize your presence. They bloom for those who move slowly. They bloom for those who have carried too much. They bloom for those who finally allow themselves to rest. As you imagine walking deeper into this quiet place, notice how the night begins to hold you, how the space around you feels safer with each breath, how your shoulders release even the smallest traces of tension. The connection between sleep and this secret garden is simple. Both ask you to soften, both ask you to trust, both ask you to let go of what no longer needs to stay. And as you feel the rhythm of your breath settle into a calmer pace, you may sense the path brightening, the petals glowing, the garden opening wider for you. This is where your night begins, not in the noise of the day, not in the weight you carried, but in this gentle unfolding of quietness. Tonight, you are being invited into a place that exists for one purpose, to help you drift. And as you listen, as you breathe, as you allow yourself to sink deeper into the moment, you may realize that you are already standing inside the garden, already surrounded by stillness, already at the edge of sleep. Settle into this moment and let your breath become the first thing you notice, the gentle movement that invites your whole body to slow down. And as you inhale softly, feel a quiet expansion rising through your chest. And as you exhale, sense a long release, moving outward like a slow tide fading from the shore. Let this breath guide you into a calmer rhythm, a rhythm that asks for nothing, a rhythm that simply carries you inward with steady ease. And as each breath becomes a little deeper, imagine warm sand beneath you, soft, smooth, and shaped perfectly to your weight. Feel your body sinking slightly into that warmth, not quickly, not heavily, but in a way that feels natural, like the sand has been waiting to hold you, to support you, to take the weight you no longer need to carry. Let your shoulders fall a little lower. Let your hands rest wherever they land. Let your legs melt into the softness beneath you and notice how comforting it feels to be held without effort. Your body understands this sinking, this settling, this returning to stillness. As your breath moves, imagine it not as air but as silver ribbons gliding through your chest, smooth strands flowing with a quiet glow, strands that drift through you slowly, cooling what feels tight, warming what feels tense, and brushing gently across the places that have held stress for too long. These ribbons slide through your body with calm intention, moving down your spine, across your ribs, through your arms, down to your fingertips, then back up in an easy loop that brings softness with every cycle. With each pass of these silver ribbons, something inside you loosens, something small lets go, something tired finally rests. Imagine the tightness inside you lifting like tiny feathers rising toward the night sky, feathers that detach from your thoughts, your muscles, your worries, and float away in slow, delicate motion. Each exhale carries another feather upward, another piece of tension, another little weight you no longer need. Watch them drift higher in your mind, drifting past the treetops, past the quiet glow of moonlight, rising until they dissolve into the darkness, leaving no trace, no echo, nothing to pull you back. As these feathers rise, you may feel the space within you widen, the space behind your ribs soften, the space around your thoughts grow silent, and that silence is where your mind begins to rest. You are not forcing stillness, you are allowing it. You are not chasing calm, you are opening the door for it. With each slow breath, your body begins to trust this moment, trust the warmth beneath you, trust the steady rhythm guiding you inward, and your mind follows. Feel the weight of your back settling a little deeper. Feel your hips resting more fully. Feel your chest opening just enough to let the breath flow without strain. Nothing here needs to be controlled. Nothing needs to be corrected. You are sinking into the pace that sleep understands, the pace where the world outside fades. As your breath continues its soft path, imagine the warm sand embracing more of your shape, cradling each curve, filling every hollow with gentle pressure, holding you with quiet strength. You are being supported from below and soothed from within. The silver ribbons of breath keep moving, keep gliding, keep whispering through your body with a gentle glow, reminding each cell that it can release. With every inhale, feel a slight lifting in your chest, and with every exhale, feel a long downward pull toward the sand, as if gravity has become kinder, as if the earth is drawing you into a safer place. Your body is responding, your breath is leading, your mind is beginning to float. Let the feathers of tension keep rising. Let the ribbons of breath keep flowing. Let the sand keep holding you. You are stepping fully into a slower rhythm now, a rhythm your body has wanted all along, a rhythm where nothing inside you must stay tight. As you remain with this softness, feel how thoughts drift without angering, how your muscles grow heavier, how your breath creates a gentle hum inside you. If a thought appears, greet it kindly, then let it dissolve like another feather moving into the night. Your breath will guide it away, Your body will not hold it. Your mind will not chase it. You are sinking deeper into the warm sand. You are wrapped in silver ribbons of breath. You are watching tension lift into the sky. And with each slow moment, you are entering the quiet rhythm that leads you toward rest. As your breath continues to settle into its slower rhythm and the warmth beneath your body holds you with calm steadiness, you may begin to notice a very gentle shift in the space ahead, a soft movement in the darkness that feels like an invitation rather than a change. And this subtle movement rises from the same stillness you have created in your breath, as if the night is responding to the quiet inside you. The tension that floated away like small feathers leaves behind a deeper clarity, and in that clarity, you sense the presence of something waiting, not rushing, not reaching, simply waiting for you to be ready. The darkness in front of you becomes thinner, not brighter, just thinner, like a veil being lifted by a patient breeze, and beneath that thinning shadow, a faint glow begins to appear. The glow is small at first, no more than the suggestion of light, like the reflection of the moon on distant water, but as your breathing finds a steady pace, the glow expands, forming a soft line of silver dust stretching across the air. This thin line quivers gently, rising and falling with a rhythm that seems to echo your heartbeat, and as you watch, the line splits into many strands, each one glowing with its own soft shimmer. These strands begin to weave together, drifting slowly toward one another as if moved by an unseen hand, and when they touch, they make a delicate sound, a tender vibration like wind brushing across the strings of a silver harp. The strands continue to gather, crossing and folding, forming a shape that grows clearer with every slow breath you take. What begins as scattered threads becomes a structure of living light, a gateway formed not from stone or wood, but from moonlit currents moving gently as though breathing with you. The surface of the gate glows with warmth, not heat, just a round, full warmth that feels familiar and safe, and the threads of light tremble softly, as if responding to the quiet pulse within your chest. The gate looks alive because it is alive. It reacts to your presence with a subtle shimmer. It leans toward you with a gentle curve. It waits with a patience that feels ancient. And as you approach, you sense not fear, not hesitation, but recognition, as though this gateway has always been a part of your inner landscape, waiting for the moment when your breath became slow enough, soft enough, peaceful enough for you to see it. The air around the gate begins to shift. The sound of the night deepens. A warm hum spreads, soft and low, as if the space itself is preparing to change when you cross this threshold. The threads of light vibrate again, and you hear that delicate harp-like whisper, a sound that invites you forward without urging you. In this moment, a voice rises from somewhere deep within you, steady and warm, a voice that feels like it belongs to the night and to your own awareness at the same time, and it speaks with gentle truth. The gate only opens for those who are truly ready to heal. The words settle inside you like warm water poured carefully into a cool vessel, spreading outward with calm certainty. And though they carry weight, they do not press on you. Instead, They clarify something within you. They tell you that readiness is not perfection. It is softness. It is willingness. It is breath. And your breath is already guiding you forward. As you draw closer, the gate responds with a faint widening pulse, a soft bloom of silver light that stretches outward and then settles again, as if acknowledging your approach. The night air shifts once more. The tone of the space becomes warmer, deeper, and when you take the next slow step in your mind, the entire atmosphere around you expands. The background sound that has been resting gently behind your breath begins to change. The shift is gradual, smooth, almost imperceptible, but you feel it before you hear it. The higher, lighter notes fade into the edges of the night, and a new tone emerges from below, deeper and broader, like the resonance of distant earth or the echo inside a large, gentle chamber. This new sound wraps around you like a soft, warm blanket, creating a sense of depth that makes the air feel larger, safer, wider than before. The gate of moonlight brightens a little more, shimmering like liquid silver stirred by a single drop of calm. It leans open, not swinging, not splitting, but simply parting, the threads shifting aside as though guided by breath alone. You step closer until the light touches your skin, and the contact feels like cool silk brushing across your arms, like soft fabric stitched from moonbeams. As you take a breath, the gate breathes with you, widening. As you exhale, the tension that still lingers inside your body rises like another feather and drifts toward the light, dissolving before it can reach the ground. You lift a foot in your awareness and move forward, passing through the shimmering strands, and as you do, the warmth around you deepens, the sound beneath you broadens, the air shifts into a lower tone, rich and full and steady. Crossing the gate feels like stepping into a deeper layer of night, a night that holds you rather than surrounds you. The moonlit strands slide across you without resistance, parting like soft water, and when you emerge on the other side, you feel a subtle release in your chest, a sensation like a knot untying quietly inside your breath. Behind you, the gate closes with a calm shimmer, not shutting you out, but sealing the space you entered, honoring your passage. The warmth grows, the sound deepens, the night expands in all directions. You have crossed into something gentle, something alive, something waiting to heal you in ways that require only your presence and your breath. Here, you do not need to hurry. Here, you do not need to prove anything. Here, the only movement is the slow rhythm of your heart meeting the steady hum of the world beyond the gate. And as you stand in this new space, you understand that everything ahead will unfold in its own soft pace, guided by quietness, guided by breath, guided by the readiness that brought you to the living gate of moonlight. As the living gate of moonlight closes behind you with its soft silver shimmer, the air ahead settles into a deeper calm, and the path before you begins to reveal itself with the quiet patience of something ancient. The ground feels gentle beneath your steps, as though shaped not by earth but by intention, and with each breath you take, the path grows clearer, warmed by a soft glow that seems to rise from the night itself. This is the first path, the path that welcomes the newly awakened parts of your inner world, and as you follow its gentle curve, you sense the presence of flowers long before you see them. Their energy moves through the air like ripples of warm wind, brushing against your awareness with a tenderness that feels like recognition. They are not loud, they are not bright, they do not rush toward you. Instead, they appear like quiet thoughts drifting upward from places in your heart you have not visited in a long time. These are the flowers of awakening, but not the awakening that bursts open with sudden clarity, rather the kind that rises slowly, softly, like dawn approaching a silent valley. You feel them before their shapes appear, a subtle shift in the temperature, a faint sweetness moving through the air, a delicate vibration under the surface of silence, as if the night itself is humming in a tone only your calmer self can hear. And as the path carries you forward, you begin to sense many layers of presence around you, petals that hold the memory of forgotten gentleness, stems that rise from places where stillness once slept, blossoms that breathe in time with the deepening rhythm of your breath. Each flower here carries its own quiet purpose. Some feel like the beginning of understanding. Some feel like the soft release of an old weight. Some feel like the moment your heart loosens without being asked. You do not yet need to know their names. You only need to feel the way they seem to open the inner space within you, creating more room for breath, more room for softness, more room for the kind of peace that grows without effort. The farther you walk, the more the path warms, as though the flowers are guiding you through a corridor of gentle awareness. Their presence is subtle but unmistakable, a melody without sound, a light without brightness, a conversation that happens in sensations rather than words. They do not bloom for the eyes alone. They bloom for the parts of you that have been waiting to wake up, and even without touching them, you can sense the way they lean toward you, recognizing the softness growing in your breath, welcoming the slow opening of your inner world. This first path is not about discovery. It is about readiness, a gentle shift inside you, a softening, a beginning. And as you move through this quiet procession of awakening flowers, you know that you are being prepared for something deeper, something that will unfold only when the night decides you are ready. As you continue along the first path, moving with the slow rhythm that has been settling deeper into your breath, the night around you begins to shift into a gentler shade, as though the darkness itself is softening in your presence. And with each quiet step, the air becomes cooler, clearer, holding the faint promise of something waiting just beyond your next inhale. The subtle fragrance of the awakening flowers lingers behind you like a memory still warm in your palms. But now, another presence begins to rise, delicate and unmistakable, a presence so soft that you feel it before you recognize it, like a whisper brushing the edge of your awareness. The path opens slightly, curving toward a slope that seems shaped by moonlight rather than earth, and as your foot touches this new ground, a muted glow begins to shimmer across the landscape. It is not the glow of fireflies, nor the reflection of the moon. It is deeper, steadier, as though the ground itself is illuminated from within. And then you see them. A carpet of blue-violet blooms stretches across the path, unfurling in waves that appear to breathe with the night, each petal holding a faint luminescence that glows like twilight resting on cool water. Bluebells. Their presence arrives not with grandeur, but with a soft certainty, a quiet gathering of gentle spirits standing side by side, each one delicate, but together forming a harmony woven into the very air you are breathing. As you approach, the flowers begin to tremble, but not from wind. There is barely any breeze here. Instead, they move as though responding to your steps, ringing in small, almost invisible vibrations that ripple across the field like the soft resonance of tiny glass bells. The sound is so faint it sits halfway between hearing and imagining, a crystalline shimmer that brushes against the quiet space inside your chest and settles there like a cooling balm. You pause not because you must, but because the moment invites it, wrapping around you with the comfort of something that has known your presence long before you arrived. The scent of the bluebells reaches you slowly, clean and cool, carrying the essence of a morning hillside, untouched by footsteps, the freshness of dawn drifting through tall grass, the purity of air that has only ever known silence. There is something clearing in their fragrance, something that feels like the light inside the mind when it finally remembers how to be still. And as you breathe it in, your shoulders sink just a little more, as though convinced they no longer need to carry quite so much. The bluebells glow brighter as you move among them, and you begin to notice how they always grow together, never alone, leaning gently into one another, as if they understand something you have long forgotten. Their stems are slender, almost fragile, yet their clusters form a strength that does not need to be declared. It simply exists, a quiet strength, a shared existence, a truth wrapped in petals. It is then that a thought rises in you, not from your mind, but from the quiet place beneath it, as the flowers seem to whisper, or perhaps you simply understand without needing sound. Bluebells bloom in clusters like friends holding hands. They remind you that you do not walk through this life alone. The words do not echo, they settle. They settle the way a gentle truth settles when it finds the space that has been waiting for it, the way a soft blanket finds the shape of the body it covers. And suddenly, you notice the feeling that has been sitting just behind your breath, the sense that the world around you is not empty. It is full of presence, full of quiet companionship, full of small voices made of light and movement and understanding. You walk forward and the bluebells sway in unison, creating a soft ripple that travels through the field like a sigh shared between old friends, a sigh of recognition, of tenderness, of something unspoken but deeply known. The path narrows as it moves through the heart of the bluebell field, but the narrowing does not feel restrictive. Instead, it feels intimate, as though the flowers are guiding you into a space meant only for gentle things. Each step is cushioned by the softness of the night, and the glow of the blossoms paints your movement in shades of calm. Your breath synchronizes with the faint ringing in the air, a slow rhythm, a soothing cadence that steadies your thoughts until they dissolve into the background like mist melting into early morning light. The bluebells continue to accompany you, forming a living corridor of color and sound, and with each moment, their presence deepens the quiet around you. Not an empty quiet, but a full quiet, a quiet that holds you rather than removes you. It is the quiet of safety, of belonging, of being met exactly where you are. You realize, as you walk deeper into the field, that these flowers are not here to teach you something complex. They are here to remind you of something simple, something you may have forgotten beneath the noise of days and the weight of unattended thoughts. That tenderness is strength, that softness can hold you, that connection does not require words or effort, only presence. And as this understanding seeps further into your breath, the path begins to widen again, as though the bluebells themselves are gently releasing you, letting you move forward while still holding your silence with them. Soon the glow of the flowers begins to dim, not because they are fading, but because another part of the path is calling you, a deeper place, further ahead, that waits quietly for your arrival. The bluebells remain behind, but their presence lingers inside you, like the memory of a soft hand resting in yours, like the warm echo of gentle voices reminding you of something true. You take one last breath of their cool, clean fragrance, letting it settle into your chest like a small light, and then you step forward, carrying with you the calm they offered, the comfort they shared, and the reminder that even the most delicate things can make you feel less alone. The path leads you onward, and the night deepens, but the loneliness that once clung to the edges of your mind has loosened, replaced by the soft certainty that somewhere within this journey, and somewhere within yourself, you are accompanied. The light in the air begins to change in a way that you do not notice at first, a slow settling that drifts over the path like a curtain being lowered with great care, and as this shift deepens, you sense the world around you easing into a quieter rhythm, as though the day has finally stepped back far enough for the night to breathe more freely. The warmth that once lingered along the edges of the path softens into a gentle coolness, not cold, not sharp, but the kind that wraps itself around your skin the way twilight wraps itself around the sky. In this unfolding calm, the space ahead seems to wait, not with urgency, but with a patience that feels almost ceremonial, as if the moment has been chosen long before you arrived. You continue forward, guided by the steady hum of the evening settling into its own slower heartbeat, and in this softened atmosphere, something delicate begins to stir at the edges of your awareness. It is not scent, not light, not sound, but a kind of quiet intention carried through the air, a feeling that something is preparing to appear in its own perfect time. A few steps more, and the path widens just enough for a soft glow to emerge along the ground, faint at first, like a whisper of color brushing against the dimness. The glow deepens with each breath you take, revealing petals that hold the warmth of the fading sun, the soft pink of a sigh, the gentle yellow of lingering daylight, the tender red of a sky that has just begun to let go of the day. These are 4 o'clock flowers, blooms that do not rush to greet the world, blooms that wait for the exact moment when the heat of the day dissolves and the night begins to breathe cool air across the land. You step closer and the flowers open wider, responding not to touch but to the softness that has settled into your presence. Their petals unfurl slowly with the unhurried grace of someone stretching after a long day, and the air above them carries a scent so quiet that you must stop your thoughts entirely just to feel it. It is the scent of an evening hillside, of earth cooling beneath the sky, of air that has waited all day to calm itself. The fragrance is clean and simple, but it holds the memory of the exact moment when the world stops hurrying. Standing among them, you begin to sense the deeper rhythm they carry. These are flowers that bloom only when the world slows down, flowers that refuse to open under pressure, flowers that trust timing more than urgency. And as they open around you, you feel that truth settle into your body, softening your chest, loosening the weight behind your ribs. A thought rises in the quiet, carried by the flowers themselves, or perhaps by the part of you that has finally grown still enough to hear it. Some things do not come early, no matter how much you want them to. Some things arrive only when the light is right, when the day has softened, when your breath has lowered its guard. Some things are beautiful because they take their time. The petals of the 4 o'clock flowers shimmer with the last traces of daylight, glowing gently in the dimming air, and as you walk through them, they sway like small lanterns catching the wind of your presence. Their movement is subtle but full, a reminder that timing is a language spoken by the heart long before the mind understands it. You pause for a moment to listen, not with ears, but with the quiet center inside your breath, and the flowers seem to lean toward you, offering their lesson not through words, but through the softness of their opening. They bloom at the hour when the world exhales. They bloom when the day stops demanding. They bloom only when the rush has passed. And in their presence, you begin to feel how much of your life has been shaped by urgency that was never yours to hold. The evening settles further, deepening into a warm dusk, and the glow of the 4 o'clock field spreads outward like a gentle wave, illuminating the path with a light that feels more like comfort than brightness. You move through the blossoms, letting their calm seep into your steps, their timing settle into your breath, their patience fold itself around your thoughts. The breeze that drifts across the field is slow and steady, carrying the coolness of the night and the last remaining warmth of the day in equal measure, and with every inhale, you feel your body aligning with this quiet balance. The flowers continue to open around you, one by one, as though welcoming you into a space where nothing is late, nothing is early, everything simply arrives when it is meant to. And with each opening bloom, you sense something inside you loosening, unfolding, releasing the quiet tension that comes from trying to force what was never yours to force. As you near the end of the flower field, the light behind you dimming into deeper twilight, a final whisper rises within the stillness, soft but unmistakably clear. 4 o'clock flowers bloom when the world is no longer rushing. They remind you that not everything needs to come early. Some of the most beautiful things appear only when you finally slow down. You let the words settle as gently as the petals settling back into place, and continue along the path, carrying the lesson with you like a soft ember glowing inside your breath. The path ahead shifts once more, not in light or sound at first, but in a deeper sensation that rises quietly from the space around you, a subtle warmth that seems to gather just beneath the surface of the night, as though something has been waiting behind a thin veil, preparing to reveal itself the moment your breath becomes steady enough to receive it. As you continue forward, the darkness softens into a gentle gold, not bright, but warm in the way memory is warm, the way a familiar voice can feel like returning home after a long absence. And with every slow step, this golden hue deepens, pooling along the edges of the path like liquid dusk. The air thickens with a sweetness that is not sharp but deep, a fragrance that stirs something inside your chest before your mind can name it. And then, emerging from this amber-tinted air, the flowers appear. They hang from tall stems like celestial lanterns, each bloom large and bell-shaped, draping downward in soft, flowing curves, as if an unseen hand crafted them from silken light. These are angels' trumpets, flowers that appear not with innocence, but with a kind of quiet, enchanting maturity, the kind that understands the weight of a heart and the softness it can hold. Their petals glow faintly, as though lit from within by memories that have been sleeping for years, and with each step you take closer to them, the fragrance deepens, carrying a sweetness that reminds you of warmth pressed between old pages, of laughter you once knew so well, of hands you held without fear, of evenings when the world felt safe simply because you existed in it. You stop walking without meaning to, because the air itself asks you to pause, and in that pause, the flowers shift. The petals tremble in a rhythm so familiar that it takes a moment for you to recognize it. The trembling matches the beat of your heart, slow, deep, steady. The angel's trumpet blooms sway gently, responding not to wind but to you, as though the space between your breath and their petals is thinner than air, as though they have found the frequency of your heartbeat and chosen to echo it. There is something profoundly intimate about this resonance, something that reaches into hidden corners of your memory with a tenderness that does not pry but invites. And in that invitation, something awakens. A faint ache rises, not painful but luminous, like the moment a forgotten melody returns after years of silence, and you realize you still remember every note. The scent deepens around you, curling into your awareness with the softness of warm hands, and a thought surfaces, gentle and unexpected. Perhaps you never truly lost the memories you believed time had taken from you. Perhaps they simply went quiet, waiting for a moment like this when the world slowed, when your breath softened, when your heart was finally open enough for them to return without overwhelming you. The angel's trumpet flowers glow brighter, as though acknowledging this quiet truth, and their petals flutter once more, pulsing gently with your heartbeat, a reminder that the heart stores more light than the mind ever realizes. You step deeper into the field of hanging blooms, and the world around you takes on a new tone as if the flowers are shaping the air itself. The atmosphere grows warm but not heavy, like the soft heat of a childhood room at dusk. And as the scent continues to move through you, memories drift upward, moments you believed you had forgotten, details that once seemed unimportant, flashes of joy so small yet so precious you did not realize how deeply they had settled in your heart. But these memories do not rise to hurt you, they rise to hold you. They rise not to reopen wounds, but to remind you how capable you have always been of feeling. And in their rising, you sense a gentle unraveling inside yourself, a loosening of a knot you did not know you had tied so tightly. The angels' trumpets sway in unison, moving with a grace that feels almost human, as though they are bowing toward you in understanding, and with each rhythmic pulse, the message they carry becomes clearer, not through words, but through the warmth now spreading across your chest. There is healing in remembering, there is healing in softening, there is healing in letting the heart speak in the language it has always known. You inhale again, deeper this time, and the fragrance wraps around the memory that rises next, a moment long ago when you felt held, understood, loved without needing to earn it. You feel your chest expand, not with pain, but with a quiet surrender, as if parts of you that have been hiding step out of the shadows, finally willing to be seen. The flowers brighten, shimmering with a gold so gentle it feels like the glow inside a candle cupped between caring hands, and the air hums faintly with a frequency that reminds you that you are not alone in this remembering. These blooms carry the soft wisdom of hearts that have healed before, hearts that broke but did not remain broken, hearts that learned how to mend through gentleness, not force. Time itself seems to slow as you stand among them, and then, as though carried by the warm fragrance, a soft truth rises inside you, forming words only you can hear. There are memories you thought you had forgotten, but angel's trumpet awakens them not to make you sad, but to remind you your heart has always known how to heal itself. The words settle into the deepest part of you, glowing softly like embers beneath calm ashes, and the flowers sway once more, echoing the steady rhythm of your heartbeat, holding you in a moment where past and present fold gently into one another. You breathe out, long and slow, releasing a tenderness you did not realize you could still feel. And as you continue along the path, the warmth of the angel's trumpet blooms follows you like a quiet blessing, reminding you that nothing precious is ever truly lost, only waiting for the right softness to return. The atmosphere shifts again, not through warmth or fragrance this time, but through a quiet expansion that unfolds above you, as though the sky itself has lowered its voice to guide you toward a gentler part of the path. And in that softened space, you begin to sense something descending from the air rather than rising from the ground. The light grows pale around the edges, washing the night in a faint lavender tint, and this subtle glow carries a calm that feels older than memory, older than longing, older than any story you have ever told yourself. As you walk farther, the path gently bends, and a delicate coolness touches your skin so light that it feels less like air and more like thought made into breeze. Then, from above, a shape emerges, not sharp, not sudden. A curtain of petals begins to appear, falling from branches that lean overhead, forming streams of soft color that sway like silk caught in a dream. The blooms gather and lengthen, cascading downward in long, graceful clusters, until the space above you transforms into a pale violet canopy, wisteria. The western kind, full, tumbling, and impossibly tender, the flowers hang like 1,000 whispered blessings, moving in slow waves that mimic the rhythm of your breath, and as you pass beneath them, they shift just enough to create the sensation that the entire canopy is exhaling with you. The air beneath the blossoms grows lighter, so light you can barely feel its weight, and the faintest fragrance drifts around you, a scent so subtle it almost isn't a scent at all. It is more like the breath of the sky, something that brushes your awareness without fully landing, something that asks you not to inhale deeply but to soften your breathing until you meet it halfway. You slow down without meaning to. The path narrows, but instead of tightening your steps, it releases you from the expectation to move quickly. Everything here invites you to ease your hold on the pace you carried before. The wisteria hangs lower as you continue, forming an archway of pale violet and muted silver where the petals overlap in layers that feel almost weightless. They sway gently above you, forming a soft tunnel of color that catches the night in its folds. When you look ahead, the world beyond the arch appears blurred, not in confusion, but in the way distant mountains appear through early morning haze, quiet, softened, waiting. As you move beneath the canopy, something inside you begins to loosen, not abruptly, but with the slow release of a knot that has been tied too long. The wisteria does not pull your memories forward the way Angel's trumpet did. It does not awaken old stories or stir sleeping emotions. Instead, it unravels the tension around them. It dissolves the tightness that memory tends to cling to. It gives space. It gives breath. It gives a kind of silence that knows more than sound ever could. The petals brush lightly against one another, their movement so subtle that it creates almost no noise, yet the entire archway seems to hum with a wisdom that does not need to be spoken. In that quiet hum, you sense a message rising not in words, but in the settling of your spine, the softening of your chest, the gentle widening of your awareness. You feel the way the wisteria leans, not downward, but inward, as if inviting you to look at yourself not with effort, but with kindness, and something within you understands. Buoyed by the lavender glow, you begin to feel the edges of old burdens slipping, their outlines blurring like chalk under soft rain, and in their place emerges a clarity that does not rush to explain itself. The petals above shift again, rippling in a slow wave as though acknowledging your release, and the scent, soft as the sky's breath, wraps around the quiet now forming inside you. The deeper you walk, the more the arch of wisteria embraces you, turning the path into a sanctuary of muted colors and even softer light. The petals dangle just above your shoulders, close enough to touch without ever making contact, and the nearness of them creates an intimacy so gentle it feels like being guided by the air itself. In this lavender corridor, you begin to understand the second meaning the wisteria carries, not just release, but wisdom. The wisdom that grows only once something has been allowed to fall away. The wisdom that emerges not from knowing more, but from needing less. The wisdom that comes from realizing you do not have to hold everything you once carried. A warm quiet settles behind your ribs, filling the space where tension used to live, and the petals sway again, as though the archway itself is nodding in agreement. You move deeper still, and the wisteria responds by parting slightly, creating an opening in the canopy that reveals a sliver of sky. Through this gap, the stars appear softer, as though seen from underwater, glowing with a clarity that does not pierce, but soothes. You exhale, and the arch seems to exhale with you. You release a small weight you did not know still rested against your heart, and the night accepts it without hesitation. A thought rises, gentle as the petals drifting above you. Letting go is not losing. Letting go is the way clarity enters. Letting go is the way wisdom has room to grow. The canopy thins gradually, the pale violet light fading into deeper shades of night, but the softness remains with you, lingering on your breath like a quiet blessing carried forward. And as you step out from beneath the final curtain of wisteria blooms, you understand that something inside you has lightened, something inside you has quieted, and something inside you has opened just enough to let the next part of the journey approach without resistance. The quiet left by the wisteria follows you like a soft veil drifting behind your steps, and as the lavender glow fades into deeper shades of night, the path begins to open into a gentler space, a clearing where the air feels lower, closer, almost as if the earth itself wants to rise just enough to meet you. The darkness here is not heavy but tender, wrapping around you like a familiar blanket. And as you walk further in, you notice that the ground ahead shifts into something pale, subtle, and quietly luminous. It begins at the edges, a faint sprinkling of white that glows without actually shining, and with each step, those specks multiply until the path is no longer dark but dusted with tiny blossoms, so small they seem like fallen snowflakes resting on warm ground. You pause as your eyes adjust, realizing these are not fallen petals but living blooms, sweet alyssum, clusters of tiny white flowers, so delicate that the night breeze barely stirs them. They form small mounds along the path, soft and round like cushions of snow that never melt, and the closer you lean, the more you notice how impossibly small each flower is, like a whisper the earth decided to hold in its hands. The scent that rises from them is gentle and warm, not sugary, not sharp, but sweet in a way that feels strangely familiar, as though it carries the memory of being held by someone who made the world feel safe without trying. You take a slow breath, letting the fragrance move through you, and something inside your chest shifts, an ache perhaps, or a quiet trembling, the kind that comes when emotions you tucked away long ago begin to soften under the warmth of something kind. Sweet alyssum does not bloom to impress. It does not tower or glow or call attention to itself. It rests close to the earth, offering comfort without asking for anything in return. And as you walk deeper into its field, you feel the energy of the place change. It is as though the flowers create a low, gentle hum, a vibration so faint you feel it more in your ribs than in your ears. And in that soft vibration, the weight of emotions long pressed down begins to loosen. The air grows warmer around you, and the sweetness of the blossoms wraps around your breath like a calm hand resting over your heart. It is a quiet reassurance, steady and unspoken, telling you that whatever rises here is safe to feel. And so something rises, not suddenly, not brightly, but like a small ripple beneath still water. An old feeling makes its way to the surface, something you once tucked away because there was no room to hold it then. Maybe it is sadness, maybe it is longing, maybe it is simply the tiredness of carrying too much for too long. Whatever it is, the sweet alyssum receives it without judgment. The field feels like a place built for release, not by force, but by softness. You walk slowly, letting the blossoms stretch out on both sides of you like gentle arms, and the deeper you move, the more the fragrance feels like an embrace, warm enough to melt the thin layers of protection you didn't realize had stiffened around your heart. The flowers are so small, yet they create a space large enough for every emotion you have ever quieted. The night leans closer, its air thick with warmth, and you feel something inside you unfold, like a tight bud opening in slow motion. The petals sway around your ankles, brushing against you with the faintest touch, and the sensation reminds you of how delicate comfort can be, how it does not push, does not demand, but arrives with gentleness. You inhale again, and the sweetness deepens. It reminds you of hands that once held yours without needing a reason. It reminds you of quiet afternoons when you felt safe for no particular cause. It reminds you of the softness you once allowed yourself before the world grew loud. And with each breath, the feeling of being quietly held begins to spread through your body. Your shoulders lower, your chest softens, even the space behind your stomach relaxes, releasing tension you had carried so long it felt like part of you. The sweet alyssum does not lift your emotions out of you. Instead, it gives them room to breathe. It offers a space where nothing has to be fixed, where everything is allowed to exist exactly as it is. And in that acceptance, your heart finds permission to ease. As you walk deeper, the flowers begin to thicken, forming soft waves of white that ripple across the ground like moonlit foam drifting toward your feet. And the further you go, the more the fragrance wraps around you, lifting memories you thought had disappeared. Not memories of loss or brokenness, but memories of warmth, moments of closeness, so gentle that you hardly noticed the comfort they brought at the time. The blossoms respond to your presence, their tiny petals vibrating in a shimmer too subtle to see, but you can feel it in your heartbeat, which begins to steady, slow, and soften until it matches the gentle pulse of the field. There is a moment when you stop walking, not because you must, but because the night asks you to linger. The sweet alyssum gathers around your feet, like soft snowbanks, and the scent rises warm, sweet, unmistakably kind. You feel it now, more clearly than before, the sensation of being held, or perhaps the memory of the last time you allowed yourself to be held without bracing or shrinking or apologizing for your weight. The sweetness of the flowers seems to cradle that memory, protect it, amplify it, and offer it back to you with tenderness. And in that exchange, a quiet truth appears, settling gently into your awareness. It is safe to feel again. It is safe to let the heart soften. It is safe to let old emotions thaw and dissolve in warmth. The field of small blossoms seems to nod with each breath you take, their soft hum deepening. The air around you becomes thicker with kindness, and the night deepens without becoming heavy. When you finally step forward again, the path continues, carrying the softness with you, as though the flowers have wrapped a warm blanket around your heart. And as you leave the last cluster behind, a final whisper rises from the field, not spoken, but unmistakably clear. Even the smallest gentleness can soothe what you thought would never quiet inside you. The softness left behind by the sweet alyssum follows you like a quiet warmth resting against your chest. And as the pale field of tiny blossoms begins to recede behind your steps, the night subtly rearranges itself, drawing in closer, deepening in tone, as though preparing a gentle shift in the landscape that you can feel long before you see it. The air cools, but only slightly, carrying with it a clarity that seems to rise from the invisible edges of the path, and in that clarity, a faint brightness flickers, soft, floating, weightless. It appears in the distance first as a smear of pale gold against the dark, then as small sparks of light, suspended at different heights, as though the night has scattered tiny stars across the earth itself. As you approach, the glow sharpens into clusters of delicate white blossoms, their petals narrow and pointed like tiny drifting flames. They hang from slender stems that sway in a slow, deliberate rhythm, and with every movement, the air fills with a fragrance that rises faster than your breath can follow. Night jasmine. The scent reaches you before the flowers fully come into view, sweet, luminous, unmistakably alive. It is a fragrance that does not merely sit in the air. It moves through it, curling upward like a memory, pressing gently into your senses with the softness of a hand placed over your heartbeat. You inhale, and the sweetness deepens, not sugary, not thick, but bright, clean, carrying a warmth that stirs something familiar beneath your ribs. It is the kind of scent that feels like turning a page in your mind and finding a memory you didn't realize you kept. A lantern held out on a childhood night, a room filled with quiet laughter, a window open to the cool air after a long summer day. The memory does not overwhelm, it unfurls, slowly, tenderly. As you step closer, the night jasmine begins to glow more intensely, as though reacting to your presence, its blossoms brightening with a soft golden halo that illuminates the surrounding darkness. The flowers tremble in the breeze, and each movement releases another wave of fragrance that lifts your spirit upward, easing your breath into a deeper rhythm. The air grows warm around you, carrying layers of sweetness that feel almost like light. And for a moment you sense yourself rising inside your own body, becoming lighter in thought, looser in spirit, as though the night is gently loosening the boundaries that have kept you anchored in old patterns of tension. You pause among the glowing clusters, letting the scent settle into you, and the world around you softens. The edges blur, the darkness becomes a cushion rather than a backdrop. In this softened world, your mind begins to drift, not away from yourself, but toward the gentlest parts of your memory. Small moments surface, the warmth of a lamp in a quiet room, the sound of someone humming in the distance, the feeling of being safe enough to close your eyes without wondering what waits behind them. These memories do not demand attention. They greet you like old friends who speak in low voices and ask for nothing. Night jasmine blooms in the hours when the world sleeps, opening its petals only when the air is cool enough to carry its sweetness farther than daylight ever could. And in this nocturnal blooming, there is a message subtle but unmistakable. There are parts of you that can only open in stillness, parts that cannot awaken in the rush or the brightness of the day, parts that bloom only when the world is finally quiet enough for your heart to hear itself. The flowers sway again, their glow brightening as though to guide you deeper into this realization, and the fragrance expands around you like a soft embrace made of light. Your breath grows deeper still, your thoughts slower, your body settling into the rhythm of something older than memory, something like peace, but softer, gentler, deeper. You walk further into the field of night jasmine, and the flowers gather more densely, forming small arches of glowing white that you pass beneath, each archway releasing another wave of scent that lifts your spirit just enough to ease the weight inside your mind. The path beneath your feet becomes lighter, almost floating, as though the ground itself wants to help carry you into this deeper state of rest. And with every inhalation, you feel a soft shift inside yourself, a dissolving of heaviness, a loosening of thoughts, an opening of space where calm can finally settle. Night jasmine is a flower of memory, but only of the gentle kind, the ones that soothe rather than ache, the ones that remind you of how it felt to be comforted, to be held, to be understood without words. And as these memories surface one by one, your body responds with small signs of release, your shoulders lowering, your jaw unclenching, your breath warming. The night around you glows with the blossom's pale light, creating a world that feels suspended outside of time, a world where nothing is urgent, nothing is expected, nothing is required. You linger because your body knows it needs to. The flowers brighten again, shimmering like tiny moons cradled in their own petals, and the air fills with a fragrance so sweet it feels like it could lift you off the ground. A thought rises, carried on that sweetness. You are safe to fall deeper now. The night jasmine extends its light a little farther, illuminating the path ahead, the transition into a deeper realm of rest. And as you step forward, the glow recedes behind you, leaving a warm imprint in your chest, a reminder that beauty can find you even in the quietest hours, and that your spirit always remembers the way to softness when the world grows still. The gentle glow of the night jasmine gradually fades behind you, leaving a warm imprint in your chest as you continue along the dim path, and the darkness ahead shifts not into deeper shadow, but into a muted warmth, as though the night itself has placed a soft ember at the center of the air. This warmth grows with every step, spreading through the silence like a slow breath, until the edges of the path begin to shimmer with the faintest amber hue, a color that seems to rise not from any light source but from the night's own pulse. As you draw nearer, the shapes along the path become clearer, tall silhouettes standing with quiet confidence, their forms slim and upright, reaching upward as though listening to something only the moon can say. You move closer, and the amber color deepens, blooming into warm hues of honey and gold, and then the blossoms reveal themselves, night gladiolus, flowers that rise from the shadows with a fire that does not burn, petals shaped like soft flames folded inward, glowing with a golden warmth that feels alive in a way few flowers ever do. Their height is striking, elegant, almost ceremonial, but their petals soften that strength, curving in gentle arcs that catch the dim air like silk touched by candlelight. You pause before the first bloom, drawn into the warmth radiating from it, not heat, not energy, but a quiet assurance, a sense of being steadied by something that understands how heavy a day can become. The flower stands tall, unwavering, yet its glow is tender, and this contrast creates a feeling that settles deeper than comfort. It feels like recognition, like being seen by something that does not intrude and does not judge. You breathe in, and the scent is warm, subdued, carrying a softness that feels almost like resting your head against someone's shoulder at the end of a long day. It is a fragrance that melts tension, unwinds thought, unravels the knots that coil around sleepless nights. It moves through your chest like a hand smoothing the air around your heart, and suddenly your breath deepens, slipping into a slower rhythm you didn't realize you needed. The night gladiolus does not overwhelm the senses. Its amber glow does not force your eyes to adjust. Instead, it stands there, steady and patient, embodying a lesson the night wants you to understand. In its quiet presence, you feel a truth rising from somewhere deep within yourself, a truth whispered not by memory, but by resilience. Even when the day has worn you down, even when the world has felt too loud, even when sleep has hovered just out of reach, night after night, some part of you has always remained standing, not rigidly, not stubbornly, but steadily, quietly, faithfully. You step deeper into the cluster of gladiolus blooms, and they sway gently around you, their height giving them the appearance of guardians lining the path, their soft glow lighting your way without effort. The air thickens with their warmth, easing the tight spaces in your mind, smoothing the lingering edges of worry that cling to the rib cage when sleep has been difficult for too long. The petals flicker in the slightest breeze, and each flicker feels like a whispered reassurance, not grand, not dramatic, but deeply human. You breathe again, and the warmth grows. Your shoulders lower, your spine softens, the layers of your day slowly release their grip. It is here, among these amber flowers, that you feel something shift, not like a breakthrough or a revelation, but like a quiet alignment deep inside you, where your inner strength rises to meet your softness. For night gladiolus teaches balance. Their upright stems hold their form even in the dark, but their petals remain tender enough to fold to the slightest touch of wind. They are firm yet gentle, grounded yet glowing, strong yet soft, and without words, they teach you the same. The deeper you walk, the more their golden glow surrounds you, lifting the heaviness that the night sometimes carries. Their warmth seeps into you like a slow sunrise behind closed eyes, a reminder that rest does not come from forcing yourself to be still, but from letting yourself be held by whatever steadiness still lives within you. The flowers rise above you like small torches lining a sacred passage, their glow illuminating a truth you can finally feel rather than think. Even after the longest days, even when tiredness clings to your bones, even when sleep feels far away, there is a part of you that has not fallen, a part of you that remains upright, quiet, strong, present. Night gladiolus stands tall in the darkness, as if to remind you that you, too, have endured every shadow you have walked through. And as you continue your path, their warmth follows you, a soft amber flame that steadies your breath and guides you gently toward deeper rest. The warmth that lingered from the night gladiolus settles gently behind you as the path begins to shift once more, not through heat or scent this time, but through a subtle cooling that drifts down from above, like the first quiet breeze that follows a long-awaited rain. The air grows clearer, cleaner, almost transparent in its calm, and you sense the atmosphere around you widening, as though the night is clearing a space for something delicate, something meant not to stir the heart, but to steady it. The ground beneath your feet turns slightly softer, and the darkness ahead blooms with a faint blue-violet glow, cool and serene, like a memory of dawn waiting patiently at the edge of the world. As you continue forward, this glow sharpens into slender shapes rising from the earth, tall, elegant stems that stand with a quiet poise, neither rigid nor yielding, but balanced in a way that draws the eye without demanding attention. And at their tips, the blossoms begin to reveal themselves. Dutch iris. Their petals unfold like three small wings lifting into the night, each petal curving outward with a natural grace that feels effortless, as though the flower was shaped by the wind itself. The colors spill across their delicate forms in shades of deep blue, soft violet, and the faintest shimmer of gold. Near the center hues so cool they seem to hold the temperature of the sky after a cleansing rainfall. You step closer, and a calmness washes over you, not the warmth of comfort, not the sweetness of memory, but a clarity, gentle, steady, precise, like a quiet voice whispering at the edge of your intuition. The air around the iris flowers feels lighter, almost crisp, giving your thoughts more space, widening the space behind your eyes, smoothing the places where tension once collected. You breathe in, and the coolness deepens, soothing your mind the way cool water soothes tired hands. The iris does not overwhelm with fragrance. Its scent is barely there, a thin ribbon of freshness that drifts across your senses, carrying with it something like insight, soft, unhurried, but unmistakably clear. You walk deeper into the cluster of blossoms, and they sway in a gentle rhythm, their petals lifting and falling with the slightest movement of air, like small birds preparing to take flight. And in watching them, something inside you shifts. A soft understanding rises, not from memory, not from emotion, but from a deeper place, a kind of knowing that has always lived quietly beneath your thoughts. The flowers stand tall yet relaxed, open yet not exposed, and in their quiet posture, you recognize the shape of your own inner truth. Strength does not always announce itself. Awareness does not always require effort, and intuition does not shout. It simply waits to be heard. The cool blue-violet light seems to sink into you, clearing the fog that the day has left behind. The path, once dim, now glows faintly between the blossoms, guiding you with a clarity that requires no thought. You continue walking, and the iris flowers gather on either side of you, forming a corridor of soft color that feels almost sacred, not in grandeur, but in stillness. And as you walk, a message seems to rise unbidden, carried not by sound, but by the quiet certainty settling in your chest. People say iris is the flower of messages. And tonight, the message is simple, spoken in the language of the night itself. You have come far enough. You do not need to push anymore. It is time to rest. The words settle into you like cool rain falling onto warm earth, and your breath deepens without effort. The tension behind your ribs loosens. Your steps grow slower, softer. The iris blossoms ripple gently in response, as if acknowledging that you have heard what you needed to hear. The cool air wraps around you like a soft shawl woven from starlight, and the world narrows into a quiet corridor where nothing is urgent, nothing is unfinished, nothing is demanded of you. You pause among the flowers, letting the message echo inside you not as instruction, but as permission. Permission to stop, permission to settle, permission to let the night carry the weight you no longer need to hold. The Dutch iris leans subtly toward you, its petals fluttering with a quiet intelligence, as though it understands that rest is not weakness but wisdom, the wisdom of knowing you have reached a place where striving is no longer needed. You breathe again, long and slow, and the coolness of the flowers seems to move through your entire body, easing your thoughts, clearing space behind your heart, softening the edges of your mind. It feels like stepping into a small pool of moonlit water, letting the calmness wrap around you until you are suspended between breath and stillness. And as you begin to move once more, the iris blossoms form the final part of this transition, their colors shimmering in the dim light like quiet lanterns leading you deeper into rest. Behind you, their soft glow fades, but the message remains warm in your chest, gentle, reassuring, clear. You have gone far enough for tonight. Now it is time to rest. The cool clarity left behind by the Dutch iris gently dissolves into a softer stillness as the path begins to widen, not outward into space, but inward into calm, as though the night is opening a quiet room within itself, a place meant for deeper rest and inner peace. The air shifts once more, losing its chilled edge, warming just enough to feel like a slow breath pressed against your skin, the kind that makes your shoulders lower without effort. The darkness around you lightens, not with brightness but with softness, and the ground takes on a muted glow, pale and gentle, guiding you into what feels like a sanctuary woven from silence itself. As you continue forward, there is a delicate change in the rhythm of the night. The world becomes quieter, yet fuller. The air grows still, yet kinder. And from this softened stillness, a cluster of pale shapes begins to appear along the edges of the path. Soft mounds of white low to the earth, glowing faintly like small lanterns made of mist. As you approach, the shapes sharpen into slender stems crowned with tiny, bell-like blossoms, white heather, flowers that have long been carried by wanderers across old lands, tucked into cloaks or braided into travel packs, believed by Celtic travelers to offer protection, blessing, and safe passage. These blossoms are small, delicate, and modest, yet they hold a presence that feels ancient, steady, and deeply reassuring. You move closer, and the petals reveal themselves more clearly, clusters of tiny white bells, each no bigger than a teardrop, arranged along slender stems that bend with grace rather than fragility. They do not glow with their own light, but rather reflect the softness of the night, holding it gently like dew held in the palm of a leaf. The air above them carries a faint scent, almost imperceptible, clean and cool, reminiscent of morning fog clinging to quiet hills. It is a fragrance that speaks not of memory or comfort or sweetness, but of safety, quiet, unspoken, and deeply grounding. You take a slow breath, and something within you settles, as though the ground beneath your feet has drawn closer, offering its support with more intention than before. There is a stillness here, unlike any other part of the garden, a stillness that feels protective, almost sacred. The white heather grows thick along the edges of the path, forming a soft border that seems to cradle your steps. Each cluster sways gently in the faint breeze, moving together like a small chorus, whispering blessings in a language older than words. As you walk deeper into this new part of the night, the blossoms gather more densely, forming a low, soft field of pale white that stretches out on either side of the path like a small, quiet kingdom devoted entirely to peace. The night air shifts in subtle waves, not with scent but with presence. A feeling rises from the ground, quiet strength, gentle protection, the sense that nothing heavy can follow you here. You continue forward, and as you do, the white heather responds in a way that is almost imperceptible. The blossoms seem to lean slightly inward with each step you take, as if acknowledging your arrival, as if welcoming you into a space their ancestors once guarded for travelers, making their way through dark forests and long winter paths. You feel the message of the place before you understand it, a sense of being watched over, a sense of being allowed to rest without having to earn the right, a sense that the night, through these tiny white blossoms, is saying, "You are safe here." You pause to kneel beside one cluster, letting the petals draw nearer to your breath, and for a moment, everything grows quiet. Your thoughts, your ribs, the faint echo of the path behind you. All that remains is stillness, wide and deep. The heather seems to hold that stillness for you, as though it has kept a place open for you long before you arrived. In this quiet, a soft awareness rises. Inner peace is not something you chase. It is something you return to, something that has always waited for you beneath the noise of your days. The blossoms sway slightly, their tiny bells brushing one another with soft, muted clicks that sound like distant wind chimes heard through a dream. You rise again and continue forward, letting the calmness fold around you. The path now feels like a corridor built for rest, lined with guardians that do not speak but watch with ancient patience. You sense that this is the second great passage of the garden, the realm of peace, carved from silence and night air, protected by the humble grace of white heather. And the further you walk into this sanctuary, the more the world behind you fades, not forgotten, but softened, as if wrapped in fog. Your breath deepens, your steps slow, your mind loosens its hold. White heather whispers softly with every sway, offering its blessing to your weary spirit. A blessing of protection, a blessing of safe passage, a blessing of rest. You walk deeper still, knowing that this part of the night is not meant to show you anything, not meant to teach you anything, not meant to awaken anything, only to shelter you, only to give you space, only to let your heart breathe without fear. And as the path continues forward into the quiet white glow, you feel the blessings settle into you like a soft hand resting over your chest, steady, grounding, gentle. The Celtic travelers believed these flowers protected those who wandered far from home. And tonight, as you walk through this pale, peaceful field, you feel that same protection around you, guiding you into deeper stillness, keeping watch as you move toward the quiet heart of the night. The gentle protection offered by the white heather settles behind you like a quiet cloak, and as you continue deeper into this second realm of peace, the air begins to cool once more, not sharply, but with a clarity that feels refreshing, almost crystalline, as though the night is guiding you toward a place shaped by strength rather than softness. The path grows narrower, and the darkness ahead takes on a faint, silvery tone, like moonlight reflected on distant snow. The temperature of the air shifts again, growing crisp, pure, clean in a way that awakens something steady inside your chest. You breathe in, and the coolness travels deeper than before, clearing space behind your ribs, sharpening your awareness in a way that feels peaceful rather than alert. As you move forward, pale shapes begin to emerge along the rocky edges of the path. Small, star-shaped blossoms nestled low against the ground, their petals soft, but their presence unmistakably firm. Edelweiss, snowflowers, the blooms that survive where almost nothing else does, thriving on the cold edges of mountains where winds carve the stone and winter lingers long after the world below has turned warm again. You approach the first cluster, and their beauty is unlike anything you've seen in the garden so far. Not radiant, not fragrant, not lush, but quiet and strong in a way that feels intimately reassuring. The petals are shaped like velvet stars, covered in a soft, silvery down that protects them from the sharpness of their world. They glow faintly in the moonlight, not with softness, but with a kind of strength that knows how to be gentle. You kneel down, and the silence around you deepens. The Edelweiss carries almost no scent at all. Instead, its presence communicates in stillness, in resilience, in the simple fact that it exists here, in a place that would have broken lesser things. And as you continue to look at the pale flowers resting against stone, something inside you begins to stir. A memory not of events, not of people, but of a part of yourself you sometimes forget. The part that kept going when you thought you couldn't. The part that held your heart together when the world felt cold. The part that stayed even when everything else seemed to pull away. You breathe again, and the cool air merges with this quiet strength, settling inside you like a small flame resisting a winter wind. The Edelweiss seems to echo your breath, its star-shaped petals unmoving but alive with presence. You rise and walk further along the path, and the rocky ground becomes more pronounced, uneven, textured, suggesting a climb even though your steps remain gentle. The flowers spread more densely now, forming soft constellations across the stone, each cluster glowing like a miniature galaxy. These blossoms do not need nurturing. They do not require rich soil or gentle weather. They grow where the world is harsh, and in doing so, they remind you of what you are capable of, not through pressure, not through challenge, but through their quiet example. Strength and softness can exist in the same breath. You pause among them again, and the silence here feels deeper than anywhere else in the garden, not empty, not hollow, but peaceful in a way that carries weight, like the stillness at the top of a mountain, where the world is vast and calm at the same time. In that stillness, a truth rises slowly, like dawn creeping over distant peaks. You are stronger than you think, not because you push, not because you endure, but because there is a softness inside you that persists even in difficult places, a softness that refuses to harden, a softness that is, in itself, a form of strength. Edelweiss blooms in places where others cannot, and its message settles into you with each breath. You are enough. You always have been. You do not need to prove your strength. It lives in you quietly, naturally, without display. You continue through the field of pale stars, and the flowers seem to lean closer to the path, as if acknowledging each step you take, each breath you release, each moment you allow yourself to settle deeper into your own truth. The air grows cooler still, but the chill does not unsettle you. Instead, it clarifies your thoughts, making space for calm to stretch wider inside you. You realize you feel grounded, not heavy, not tired, grounded, steady, present. The Edelweiss teaches without speaking. Gentleness can survive in cold places. Courage does not always appear loud. Peace can be found even on the edges of the world. And as you begin to leave the field behind, The pale flowers remain glowing at your back, a constellation of quiet reassurance guiding you toward the next part of the night. You walk forward, carrying their message in your breath, in your shoulders, in the slow, steady rhythm of your steps. You are strong enough, you are soft enough, and tonight you are safe enough to rest. The last traces of the cool mountain air drift softly behind you as the path begins to slope downward, easing into a gentler terrain where the night feels warmer, rounder, as though it has taken a slow breath in preparation for something deeply soothing. The hardness of the stone gives way to softer soil beneath your feet, and the shadows ahead shift into a hazy violet glow that spreads across the darkness like a quiet promise. A faint rustling begins to fill the air, subtle at first, like fabric brushing against skin, and then clearer, the sound of wind moving through thousands of slender stems. The breeze grows steadier, and with every step forward, its sound deepens into a soft, rhythmic hush, rising and falling like a calm tide. As the glow widens, a vast stretch of lavender blooms opens before you, small and delicate, swaying in waves that mimic the slow exhale of the night. The color is muted in the darkness, more silver than purple, but the scent, gentle, warm, unmistakable, arrives before the flowers fully reveal themselves. You inhale, and the lavender enters your chest like a slow-moving river, cooling the space behind your ribs while warming the edges of your breath. Your heartbeat, once steady, begins to settle into a slower rhythm, responding to the softness in the air without any effort on your part. You step into the field, and the earth beneath feels springy, cushioned by thick roots that hold the soil like a gentle hand. The wind continues its quiet song, long, low, flowing, and the lavender sways as though they are breathing with you, thousands of small movements merging into one unified rhythm. The scent deepens, layering itself around you, weaving through your thoughts with a softness that dissolves tension the moment it touches it. You feel your chest loosen first, then your shoulders, then the quiet space behind your mind where worries often settle. In the presence of this vast, breathing field, everything inside you begins to drop into a slower, more natural pace. You walk farther, surrounded on all sides by lavender stretching into the dark, and the sound of the wind grows richer, filling the air with a soothing hum that resonates deep in your body. It feels ancient, familiar, like the sound your heart has always wanted to rest inside. The night wraps itself around the field, holding it like a bowl holds warm tea, and the fragrance drifts upward in soft curls, carrying with it the subtle magic that has long made lavender a companion for weary hearts. You pause in the center of the field, and the wind brushes past your ears, quiet but full, whispering in a language made of rhythm rather than words. The blooms press lightly against your legs as you walk, their touch soft enough to be comforting yet present enough to remind you that you are moving through a living, breathing sanctuary. The field feels endless, stretching to the edges of the garden, and with each step, you feel the world inside you settling deeper, quieter, steadier. The lavender's scent continues to thicken, not in heaviness, but in presence, warm, soothing, the kind that reaches into forgotten corners of your mind and invites every restless piece to lie down. Your heart continues to slow, your breath continues to deepen, and the space around you takes on a velvety quality, as though the night has padded every surface with calm. You walk until the wind changes slightly, dipping lower, brushing along the tops of the flowers with a gentleness that feels intentional, like a lullaby sung to the earth itself. The lavender responds in waves, bending and rising with a softness that almost resembles the movement of water. The field hums with tranquility, and in that steady hum, your thoughts drop away, one by one, until nothing remains but the rhythm of your breath, the rustle of the stems, and the slow, comforting beat of your heart aligning with the night. You stop again, letting the wind wrap around you, letting the lavender's warmth embrace you like a blanket freshly laid across your shoulders. It feels like being welcomed home by something ancient and kind. And as the breeze moves through the field, carrying its soft sound forward, the night seems to whisper its quiet promise into your bones. Rest is not far now. All you have to do is follow the wind. The lavender field slowly fades into the background as the path begins to narrow again, not into darkness, but into a softer shade of night that feels almost like fabric drawn gently across the sky. And the air takes on a deeper quiet, the kind that makes even your breath sound more delicate. You sense a shift not in temperature, not in scent, but in presence, something subtle moving at the edge of awareness, like a quiet pulse beneath the surface of the garden. The wind slows, the rustling of lavender falls behind you, and the silence becomes almost luminous. As you move forward, a faint glow appears in the distance, warm and steady, neither bright nor sharp, but gentle like a candle seen through fog. You pause for a moment, not out of fear, but because the glow feels intentional, placed rather than born of nature. And as you take another step, the figure emerges, a person neither tall nor short, neither clearly man nor clearly woman, just a silhouette shaped by calmness, holding a small lantern that casts a circle of gold across the path. Their presence does not startle you. It feels as though they belong to the garden, as though they have always been walking among these flowers long before you arrived. The lantern swings slightly at their side, spreading warm light across the leaves, branches, and then the figure turns toward a nearby tree, bending with a motion so gentle it feels almost like a bow. Without a word, they place the lantern at the base of the trunk, a soft offering of warmth and guidance, left behind without explanation. You watch as they straighten again, the light painting their outline in gold, and even though you cannot see their face, you sense kindness radiating from them, a quiet, steady kindness that fills the air with its own form of warmth. You expect them to speak, or at least to acknowledge you, but they do neither. They simply step back, letting the lantern's glow expand across the path, and slowly, silently, they begin to fade into the deeper shade of night, slipping between the branches and disappearing as though they were made of shadow and moonlight. Their departure leaves no emptiness, only a soft echo, like the memory of a gentle touch. You stand before the lantern, watching the flame sway inside the glass with a rhythm that feels almost like breathing. The warmth it gives off is tender, but beneath that tenderness lies a quiet strength, the kind that does not push, does not demand, but simply exists for whoever may need it. As you kneel beside it, the light spreads across your hands, and something inside your chest warms in response. A thought arises soft, unforced, the kind of thought that comes only when the night is calm enough for the heart to speak. There are people who pass through your life without staying, yet they leave behind something that changes your path forever. They do not claim it. They do not explain it. They simply place a small light in your darkness and continue on their way. You sit beside the lantern and let the warmth seep into your breath, and the night grows deeper around you, almost protective. The flame flickers, casting small ripples of gold across the path, illuminating the space ahead like a gentle invitation rather than a command. You place your hand near the lantern, feeling the heat brush against your skin, and for a moment you imagine the countless travelers before you who may have been guided by similar lights, placed by quiet souls who ask for nothing in return. The thought brings a calmness so deep it feels like settling into a memory you never lived but somehow still know. The glow of the lantern softens the edges of the world, and your heartbeat shifts once more, slowing into an even gentler rhythm. The presence of the silent figure lingers not in sight, not in sound, but in the warmth they left behind. You realize then that this is the purpose of the moment, not to understand who they are, but to feel the truth they offered. You are not walking this garden alone. Someone, at some point, cared enough to leave a little light for you. The night holds you quietly as you rise again, the lantern steady beside you, its flame a soft promise that even in the dimmest stretches of the path, there will always be something guiding you, not loudly, not dramatically, but gently, a warmth set down by passing hands. And as you move forward, the glow follows you for a few steps before settling into its place, becoming part of the garden, waiting for the next traveler who may need its light. The gentle warmth of the lantern fades behind you as the path begins to widen into a softer silence, the kind of silence that does not feel empty but full, as though the night is holding its breath in quiet anticipation. The air shifts once more, growing calm and still, so still that each step you take feels like pressing into a deeper layer of quiet. There is no wind here, no rustling leaves, no distant echoes, only a slow, expanding stillness that welcomes you as though you are crossing into a hidden chamber of the garden. As you walk, the darkness ahead softens into a faint silver glow, not from a lamp or moonbeam, but from something that seems to gather light inside itself. A few more steps, and the space opens wide, revealing a lake so still it looks like polished glass stretched across the earth. Its surface holds not a single ripple, not a single tremor, as if even time has paused at its edge. Above you, the sky is scattered with stars, quiet and gentle, and every one of them rests perfectly on the lake's surface, mirrored so precisely that the boundary between heaven and water seems to dissolve. You draw closer and feel your breath ease into a slower rhythm, as though the lake is pulling the tension from your chest without touch, without effort, simply by existing in its perfect calm. The air above the water is cool and smooth, and when you kneel at the edge, the stillness deepens around you, settling into your bones like a soft weight that feels more grounding than heavy. The mirrored stars shimmer faintly, but the surface never breaks, and in that unbroken reflection, there is an almost sacred quiet. When you lean forward and look down, the stars are not the first thing you see. It is your own reflection, but not as you know it. The face looking back at you seems lighter, almost unburdened, as though someone has gently removed every expectation, every weight, every tension you have been holding through the day and through the years. Your reflection does not carry worry in the eyes. It does not hold tightness in the jaw. It is you, but softened. You, but without the armor. You, but free from every silent demand you thought you had to carry. You watch this gentler version of yourself, the version shaped not by pressure, but by the quiet truth beneath it all. And in the stillness of the lake, you begin to feel something shift inside you, a recognition, a remembering, a soft unfolding. The reflection blinks slowly, in perfect harmony with your own breath, and the longer you look, the more you understand that this softness was always there inside you, waiting beneath everything you thought you needed to be. You ease closer to the water, and the lake remains perfectly calm, holding your image with such tenderness that it feels almost like being seen by something ancient and kind. The stars reflected around you appear brighter than the ones in the sky, as though the lake understands their meaning more deeply, and through that brightness, a quiet truth rises within you. The truest part of you has never been harsh. It has never been demanding. It has never blamed you for the days you felt tired or the nights you struggled to rest. The essence beneath your thoughts, your deepest self, has always been gentle, patient, soft. You watch your reflection again, and this time you notice the absence of something. There is no judgment in the eyes looking up at you, no regret, no expectation, only calm, only acceptance, only a softness that feels like being wrapped in warm silence. And with that realization, a slow breath rises in your chest, deeper than the breaths before, smoothing out a tension you didn't realize you had been holding around your heart. The lake receives that breath as though it has been waiting for it, and the stars seem to glow a little brighter, shimmering in small pulses that echo the steady rhythm of your heartbeat. You sit at the water's edge for a long moment, letting the stillness pour into you, letting the reflection remind you of the truth you so often forget. Beneath everything you carry, beneath every version of yourself you've had to become, there is a self that does not need to try, a self that simply is, quiet, tender, whole. The lake holds that version of you like a mirror of calm night sky, and with each breath you feel yourself stepping closer to it, not physically, but within. Your thoughts soften, your muscles loosen, and even your awareness begins to drift into a wider space, a quieter space, a space where you no longer need to hold anything at all. The stars shimmer again, and for a moment, the boundary between your reflection and your true self disappears. You feel the calm rising through you like water filling a vessel, and you realize that the lake is not here to show you something outside yourself. It is here to show you what has always lived within you. You lean back slightly, and the night wraps around you, warm and steady. The lake remains perfectly still, the stars resting on its surface like gentle truths that cannot be shaken. And as your eyes soften, as your breath slows, as your mind quiets, you understand with a clarity that does not speak but settles. Your deepest self has always been kind to you. It has always waited. It has always forgiven. It has always loved you without needing any reason. And tonight, in the silence of the mirror lake, you can finally feel it. The stillness of the mirror lake settles gently into your breath as you remain near the water's edge, and the silence around you begins to change in a subtle, almost imperceptible way, as though the night is preparing to reveal something soft, something delicate, something that only appears when fear has loosened its hold. The air grows warmer, not by temperature but by presence, carrying with it a quiet expectancy that feels like the pause before a tender truth is spoken. You lean slightly closer to the lake, and the surface, which moments ago reflected only stars, and your softened reflection begins to bloom with faint ripples of light, as if something beneath the water is slowly rising toward the surface. The motion is gentle, barely there, but it draws your attention with the calm certainty of a breath being taken. And then, emerging through the dark glass of the lake, a single bud begins to lift itself from the water, a water lily, pale, steady, untouched by the weight of the night around it. The bud rises until it rests upon the surface, held lightly by a round leaf that floats like a quiet promise. For a moment, it remains closed, as though listening to the softness of your breath. And then, in the slowest, most deliberate motion, the first petal begins to open, not quickly, not fully, but with the same rhythm as a calm inhale, expanding with a patience that feels ancient and kind. Another petal follows, then another, each one peeling back like a sigh being released after years of being held too tightly. The lily opens not to impress, not to shine, but simply because it feels safe to do so. And in watching the flower unfold, something inside you begins to unfold as well. The petals continue their slow, breath-like expansion, revealing a center so soft and pure it seems to glow from within, holding no fear, no hesitation, no doubt, only openness. The lake remains perfectly still beneath the bloom, as though cradling the delicate flower with unwavering trust. You draw closer, and the white petals reflect the starlight in a way that makes them appear almost translucent, like thin layers of breath shaped into form. The unfolding continues, steady and unhurried, and you feel your chest responding in kind, loosening in places you didn't realize were tight. The water lily opens fully now, resting calmly upon the lake's surface, and for a moment the world feels suspended in a quiet understanding. There is no tension in the flower, no resistance. It simply exists in openness, as though it has never known fear at all. And in its presence, you begin to understand something gentle and profound. The heart, like this flower, opens naturally when it no longer feels threatened. It does not need to force itself open. It does not need to strive. It only needs safety, calm, and a little quiet. You watch the petals, soft and curved, and the way they hold space without crowding anything around them. The lily does not ask the lake to calm. It does not ask the stars to shine. It opens because the moment is right, and because opening is its true nature. And then, with a softness that moves deeper than words, a realization blooms inside you. There are parts of you that have been closed, not because they wanted to be, but because they were never shown a place where they could open without fear. The water lily shows you what it looks like when fear dissolves, when the heart is met with gentleness, when the world is soft enough to hold your tenderness without breaking it. You feel something inside you shift, subtle, quiet, like a locked door easing open, not wide, not suddenly, just enough. The lake reflects the open flower, doubling its calm, doubling its message, as though reminding you that the parts of yourself you open with care will always be held. You breathe again, slower now, deeper now, the inhale falling into rhythm with the petals that continue to rest in perfect stillness. And as you sit beside the bloom, the night feels warmer around you, as though the flower has exhaled a softness into the air. The truth it offers is simple, and it settles into you like a whisper made of water and moonlight. When the heart no longer fears, it opens on its own. The quiet presence of the water lily lingers behind you as you rise from the edge of the mirror lake, and the path before you begins to slope upward with a gentleness that feels almost like the night taking your hand and guiding you toward a calmer height. The air grows softer as you walk, carrying a faint silver glow that deepens with every step, as though the moon is drawing itself closer to the earth. The incline is not steep. It feels more like being lifted rather than climbing, and the ground beneath your feet becomes smoother, warmer, touched by a light that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. As you ascend, the silence widens, stretching open around you until it becomes a spacious stillness, a hush so deep it feels like stepping into the pause between heartbeats. The moonlight continues to brighten, but not harshly. It gathers in thin layers, settling over the landscape like soft sheets of silver drifting downward from the sky. When you reach the top of the hill, the world opens. A wide, quiet field spreads out before you, an ocean of light rolling gently across the night. The moon hangs above it, full and steady, its glow pouring over the grass in a way that makes every blade shimmer as though it were made of polished glass. The whole field seems to breathe in slow, drifting waves, rising and falling with the windless rhythm of the night. The light does not simply illuminate, it wraps. It folds itself around every shape, softening edges, quieting shadows, turning the ground into a vast blanket of muted silver. You step forward into the field, and the glow deepens around your ankles, cooling softly as though welcoming you into its calm. The air is warmer here, touched by a calm that feels ancient and nurturing, as if the moon has been waiting all night to cradle this place in its gentle light. You walk slowly, each step sending a faint shimmer through the grass, and your breath naturally falls into the easy rhythm of the moonlit stillness. It feels like being inside a lullaby made entirely of light. Every part of you loosens, every thought fades, every worry thins out into the night air until it is nothing more than a distant outline. The field seems endless, stretching far beyond what your eyes can measure, yet not once does it feel overwhelming. Instead, it feels like a space carved intentionally for rest, for recognition, for the kind of quiet that only comes when the world stops asking anything of you. Above you, the moon glows with a depth that feels both powerful and tender, like a hand hovering near your heart without ever pressing. Beneath you, the ground holds you with a gentle steadiness that makes you feel lighter than you have all night. And in front of you, the shimmering field shifts just enough to reveal that the hilltop holds something more, a shape, a glow, a presence waiting at the far edge of the silver grass. You sense it before you fully see it, something alive, something gentle, something that belongs to the deepest part of the night, a single flower, the final bloom of the garden. Its silhouette rests in the moonlight, faint and quiet, as though it has been watching your arrival from the moment you began your climb. You move toward it, the field brightening with every step, and the silver glow gathers around your path like a quiet guide. The air grows warmer still, touched by a softness that feels like the edge of a dream. And as you reach the center of the moonlit field, the solitary flower waits silent, patient, ready to reveal its final message. A gentle widening of light gathers around your feet as you approach the far end of the moonlit hill, and the field seems to shift in a way that is not movement but release, as though the night itself is exhaling after holding something tender for a long time. The air grows so soft it almost loses weight, turning feather-light around your shoulders, and the silver glow deepens into a quiet shimmer that rises from the ground like mist made of light. And then you see the moon daisies resting low against the earth in a small, luminous cluster, their white petals catching the moonlight so perfectly that they seem to shine from within rather than reflect anything from above. You slow your steps without meaning to, drawn into the softness of their glow, and with every inch closer, the field brightens, as though the flowers are gently pulling the moon down to meet the land. The petals curve open in clean, simple lines, pure and unguarded, radiating a pale halo that spreads across the grass like a quiet blessing. The deeper you move into their light, the less aware you become of your own weight. Your arms feel lighter, your steps feel softer. Even the subtle outline of your body begins to fade into the silver air around you, as if the night is inviting you to slip out of the heaviness of form and drift into something wider. You kneel near the daisies, and the moment your breath enters their circle of light, the world expands, not outward, but upward and inward all at once, dissolving the edges of everything you thought contained you. The flowers seem to glow in rhythm with the moon, pulsing gently like small hearts learning to beat in unison with the night sky. Their glow spills onto your hands, and the warmth is so delicate it feels like a whisper pressed into your skin, a whisper that says, "You can let go now." The moon daisies do not demand your attention, they invite it, slowly, patiently, with the softness of something that has waited for you to arrive without expectation. You watch their petals open a little wider, and the light they emit grows deeper, lifting the space around you until it feels as though the air has thinned into pure quiet. Your awareness of the ground fades. Your awareness of your breath loosens, and for a moment, the sensation of having a body becomes faint, distant, almost transparent. The night seems to lift you the way water lifts a leaf, gently, effortlessly, without ever needing to hold tightly. Beneath the daisies, the earth shines with a silver so bright it looks like a second moon rising from below. The sky mirrors the field mirrors the sky, and in between, you stand suspended in a place where the boundaries of self begin to melt, softening into something vast and gentle. You feel your thoughts thinning, your memories quieting, not disappearing but dissolving into a wider space where they no longer cling. The moon daisies glow a little brighter, and suddenly it feels as though their light is moving through you rather than around you, brushing through your chest, smoothing the folds of your mind, lifting the weight of every unspoken worry. You inhale and the light expands. You exhale and the world becomes even quieter. The flowers remain perfectly still, yet their presence fills the hilltop like a soft tide rising. Standing with them, it becomes easy, effortless, to forget the shape of your body, to forget the heaviness of your limbs, to forget the smallness of your day. You become something more spacious, more open, more luminous, almost like another reflection of the moon itself. The daisies glow, steady and calm, holding a silence that feels impossibly kind. And as you linger in their gentle light, the night spreads around you in vast, endless silver, an expanse wide enough for every breath, every thought, every part of you that longs to rest. In their presence, you do not need to be anything. You only need to be here, soft, unbound, free. A gentle widening of silver gathers beneath your steps as you move beyond the moon daisies, and the night begins to shift again, not in brightness but in softness, as though the air itself is preparing a place for your body to rest. The field around you grows quieter, the edges of the world lose their shape, and every sound fades into a smooth, pale hush that feels like drifting through a dream before the dream fully forms. Then, just ahead, the moonlight gathers into a brighter pool, collecting and swirling in the air as if drawn by an unseen hand. The light stretches upward, then outward, folding into long, curved strands that sway gently, like silk caught in a soft current. Slowly, almost shyly, the strands of moonlight weave themselves together, forming a cradle suspended between two low arcs of shimmering brightness, a moon hammock, not woven with rope or cloth, but with pure light, thin and luminous, strong enough to hold you, soft enough to feel like lying inside a sigh. As you approach, the hammock unfolds further, expanding petal by petal like a giant celestial flower blooming just for you. The glow deepens into a warm silver, and the strands curve around an invisible center, creating a shape so welcoming, so tender, that every part of you seems to lean toward it without effort. You stand before it for a moment and feel the air shift around your skin, the gentlest pull, like the night is inviting you to leave your weight behind. You place a hand on the glowing surface, and it gives slightly beneath your touch, warm and smooth, like the inside of a shell warmed by the sun. The moment your body sinks into it, the hammock tightens with perfect gentleness, cupping your back, your shoulders, your legs, holding you as though it has been shaped to fit you and only you. It rocks once, very softly, in a slow arc that aligns your breath with its movement, and you feel something deep inside. You release something you didn't realize you had been holding. Above you, the sky seems to lower itself, drawing closer until the stars feel like quiet companions sitting beside your rest. Around you, the air loses all sharpness, becoming smooth, round, and warm. The hammock continues to cradle you, expanding ever so slightly with every inhale and settling perfectly with every exhale, matching you as though it is breathing with you. And then, in the warmth of that silver cradle, the words rise inside your mind, not as a voice you hear, but as a truth you feel. Tonight asks nothing of you. You do not need to be anyone but yourself. You are allowed to fall asleep gently. The hammock tightens again, supportive without holding you captive, and suddenly the outline of your body feels softer, lighter, almost transparent. The night is no longer something outside you. It is something you are sinking into, slowly, tenderly, like a tide rising to embrace the shore. The rocking becomes subtler, the glow warmer, and the boundary between your body and the hammock begins to dissolve. You can no longer tell where the light ends and your weight begins. Your awareness loosens its grip, widening in every direction until you feel suspended, not in air, not in light, but in pure stillness. The silver petals around you fold a little closer, not to enclose you, but to shelter you, the way a flower protects its center at night. And as you lie there, cocooned in moonlight, held without pressure, supported without demand, you feel your entire being quiet into something vast and gentle. The night hums softly beneath you. Your breath thins into calm, and the world grows beautifully far away. You're safe now, my friend. Nothing is required of you, not tonight. You can soften a little, let your shoulders drop, let your breath find a slower place. You have done enough for today, more than enough, and you are enough too. The night is here to hold you, gently, quietly. There's a small breeze moving around you, just a soft touch, almost like a hand brushing your tired mind. Leaves fall slowly through the dark, unhurried, just the way you're allowed to be now. Flowers are opening in the quiet, silent, tender, as if they're breathing with you. Moonlight rests on you like a calm blanket, a soft silver glow, asking nothing, only giving warmth. You can set everything down. There's nothing you need to carry anymore. Not tonight. Everything is lighter now. Your thoughts, your breath, your body. The night is holding all of you. Tonight asks nothing from you. You don't have to be anyone but yourself. You can just be here, safe. You're drifting into calm already. Your breath is guiding you there, to a place where sleep comes naturally. Let the day move far away. Let it fade at its own pace. You don't need to follow it. You are safe. You are whole. You are allowed to rest now. The garden around you is still glowing, and you belong to this peace. You always have. Sleep well, my friend. Sleep deeply.